So, as if the Warcraft 3 Reforged fans needed another reason to get a little bit upset at Blizzard for something they did, not including how they've kind of fumbled a little bit, they've stumbled a little on their relaunch, their reimagining of Warcraft 3 Reforged. Well, they managed to completely change parts of the end-user licensing agreement, the EULA, as I like to call it. EULA, hey, how EULA doing? This gives Blizzard complete ownership of any custom games that you create. Yes, that's right, Blizzard will own any custom game that you create in Warcraft 3 Reforged. Apparently, they're trying to avoid another Dota incident. PC Gamer originally found this change in the Custom Game Acceptable Use Policy update. It now gives complete ownership of any custom game that you make to Blizzard themselves. Reading directly from the EULA, custom games are and shall remain the sole exclusive property of Blizzard. Without limiting the foregoing, you hereby assign Blizzard all of your rights, title, and interest in and to all custom games, including, but not limited to, any copyrights in the content of any custom games. Not surprising here, if you've actually been following this for the last 10 years or so, Blizzard is a little pissed off, and by a little I mean a lot, pissed off at Valve for releasing Dota 2. Originally, Dota, Defense of the Ancients, was created as a custom game in Warcraft 3. Then it became popular. It was supported for about 6 years by the users who created Dota, until Valve decided to make Dota 2. And this custom game came out in 2009. The original Dota came out 2003. There were 6 years of all this content being enjoyed and thoroughly loved, and Blizzard was okay with that. 2009 rolls around, Dota 2 comes out in Valve, and Blizzard gets pissed. They contested the trademark. Eventually, the matter was settled. They did not win this, and they let Valve, as we know today, keep Dota 2, while Blizzard rebranded the game as Blizzard All-Stars. If you're like me, you're going, what the hell is Blizzard All-Stars? You haven't really played it. It's not nearly as popular as Dota 2. The EULA restricts players from earning a profit from any custom games or mods, and prohibits players from adding any third-party content that might violate other IP out there. So that part makes sense. Blizzard doesn't want to get in trouble for something that a user made. They don't want to get in trouble for you bringing in Mario into Warcraft 3, and then Nintendo gets pissed off, throws their weight around, and starts suing the crap out of Blizzard. That's just not going to end well. So it makes perfect sense that in the EULA that, you're not going to be allowed to bring in those third-party things. Not making a profit on any of the games or mods, that makes sense with where they're going with this, so I can understand what happened with that. So hopefully out there, this hasn't pissed you off too much more than what Blizzard has already done to you. Let's not forget all the other bullcrap that they have done in the past. Xbox head Phil Spencer sent out a tweet earlier this week updating the public on a mysterious game that the studio, The Initiative, is currently working on. This has led fans to speculate as to what The Initiative is actually working on. Many have thought that they're going to resurrect the Perfect Dark series. Now, there has been no confirmation if this is what's going to happen or not. The original tweet from Spencer said, "Great update today with @DGallagherLA, Matt Booty, and the team at The Initiative. Incredibly talented studio, challenging themselves to do new things and old things in new ways." Now, you can read this in two ways. The first is the aforementioned, that you are getting a series resurrected from the grave, something like a Perfect Dark, maybe even Conker's Bad Fur Day. Maybe we'll get a part 2. I don't know if they can actually do that because, I don't know if you can get away with a game like that in today's age. I would love it if they did, but who knows? So maybe they're trying to resurrect this older franchise. That's the old things in new ways part of this tweet. You can also read it another way, where they're creating new IP using some older techniques blended with some of the newer technology. Think of how The Outer Worlds was. that was a classic RPG in the style of Fallout 2 and Fallout, with a lot of newer techniques in there, where you had all this incredible detail, and you had the branching storylines. There are still some storylines that I have not seen yet. I've watched some of the YouTube videos, I know what happens, but there's still things in that game that you haven't seen, and that's fantastic. They took some of that older stuff and made it new. Could this be what the initiative's doing? They have some very talented people on their staff working on what could be a new IP or working on some older IP, bringing it up into the new age. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing, but this could be interesting to see what we get out of it. I hope that we get a little more information, maybe some more teasers along the way, maybe even a gameplay trailer at E3. Now, the initiative was bought and brought in on as a first-party studio back in 2018. So they've been working on something for 2 years, not including anything they might have been working on in the past. Either way, we're going to definitely get a new console, obviously in November, most likely, with the Xbox Series X. It's going to be great to see all this power being utilized in new IP or even in a revitalized IP. I just can't wait to see what happens. I'd really like to dip my toes back into the Perfect Dark universe. I think it would be a blast to play, especially with the way modern technology is working in video games. They could really do some amazing things.
And now it's time for Doom Watch 2020.
Just like Doom 2016, Doom Eternal will not have any microtransactions. Yes, we are finally getting a AAA game that does not have microtransactions. It has been quite a while. The Outer Worlds did not have microtransactions, but that was also a rare case. There are plenty of games out there, pretty much all the games out there, that include microtransactions in some form or fashion. We know how Bethesda really likes to nickel and dime its players to death in every game that they release. There's always some kind of microtransaction, some kind of cosmetic, some kind of extra thing that helps not break the game anymore. Looking at you, Fallout 76. It's nice to see that a game all about going to hell and fighting demons and essentially the devil himself wouldn't even go down this dark of a road of microtransactions. What does that say about everything else? The creative director, Hugo Martin, has said Eternal is a $60 game, not a free-to-play game or a mobile game. We are giving you a complete experience with no store, just like you'd expect. There will be cosmetics in the game, so don't get me wrong on that part. We will still get cosmetics. However, the way you get these cosmetics is the good old-fashioned way of unlocking them. You're going to have to go out and actually either find them through maybe some unlockables, finding some secret areas, or you'll get this new shotgun skin if you kill 500 demons with a shotgun, or maybe you'll get a new custom skin if you beat the game in X amount of time, or if you beat it on this level, you get this skin, if so on and so forth, much like the older games, and much like Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4 has recently done. It's great to see that Doom and id and Hugo Martin are not bowing down to the whims and wills of Bethesda. Yes, Bethesda is still publishing this game, but can you imagine the uprising that would happen if Doom Eternal had to have microtransactions, or if they just canned the project, especially at this point? Everybody would lose their minds and go berserk on Bethesda, because we know it would be Bethesda's fault. We knew that Bethesda really wants to monetize the hell out of everything. Look at all their other games. So it would only make sense that they would want to monetize such a popular and beloved franchise like Doom. So I'm so glad that they are not doing this. This makes me want to buy the game even more now. Don't forget, Doom Eternal is set to release March 20th, 2020. That is just a month and a half away from the time of recording. It's so exciting to finally be getting Doom Eternal. I can't wait. If you like this video, give me a good old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. We come out with new content every single day. Don't forget that a little bit of self-care goes a long way, both mentally and physically. Your friends are there to help you out, so if you need something, just ask. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next video.